Well, hey guys, how's it going? I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded. I wasn't planning on uploading today either, but sometimes things happen and you just gotta address them. Um, it's not really a video I want to make, or at least part of it. Part of it is, well, the whole thing is necessary, I guess, but a video like this was coming soon. I was gonna do a channel update, let you guys know what's going on. But some major events, or a major event, I guess, has happened in the online scouting world, and that, of course, is Will Scouch, uh, the man, the myth, the legend. This is his merch. His merch shop is still going to be up until March 31st. So if you need to get some scouting merch, make sure you do that. It's pretty awesome. This is like one of my favorite shirts. And I ordered another one just in case I lose this one. But yeah, so the first part of this video, I'm just going to be directly kind of talking to Will, I guess, in a sense. I will put chapters, so if you want to skip this part, I guess you can go ahead and do that. I will also be doing like a little bit of a channel update and just a little bit of guidance on the future of the channel. So, Will, 2 years ago, I graduated from university, and COVID was going on. In fact, my last year and a half or so of university was completely online because of COVID. That sucked. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life anymore. Since I was about probably 15 or 16, I was pretty confident that I wanted to be a teacher. Both my parents are teachers. My dad's a history teacher. I kind of wanted to be a history teacher. And then COVID kind of changed that. Uh, I saw teachers already, at least in America, in my opinion, at least, teachers are way overworked and underpaid. They're they are asked so much uh, beyond the 8 to 3 schedule. It's your entire life at times, other outside of summer vacation, really. And when I saw the extra expectations that were added on during COVID and like just all that kind of crap, I kind of realized maybe I don't want to teach. I started substitute teaching as well, and I got some experiences through that, some of which were very positive, and it's still a good job, I would say, um, overall. But I think I'm pretty confident that I don't want to be a teacher anymore. And so when I graduated university, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? I just got all this debt, and now I don't really have a plan. And then I discovered Scouching, and I've been a huge hockey fan since my best friend got me into hockey when I was like a junior in high school, or roughly around there. The Sharks went to the uh, went to the Stanley Cup Finals that year, I believe, my junior year. Not to date myself, but I guess I just did. And yeah, so I knew I loved hockey, and then I discovered scouting, and it kind of just clicked. I was like, oh, I can do scouting maybe. So I started watching games. I got a CHL.TV subscription, although at the very beginning I just got like a 1 month WHL subscription because I don't know. I picked the WHL because it's closest to where I live. I guess I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I watched as many games as I could, and I kind of fell in love with it a little bit. And then I kind of was like, okay, well, how am I gonna turn this into a job? I live in an area where there is no hockey really. I mean, we have the Sharks, but that even the Sharks are like an hour and a half drive away from where I live. There's no major junior hockey. There's like no kids getting drafted around here except for like the Sharks occasionally like to draft kids out of high school from the Bay Area. Um, or occasionally they pick a guy from California high school like every year. But there isn't really any physical venues for me to do scouting. So I just got all the subscriptions that I could for like USHL, CHL, Big Ten. Um, the Russian leagues are on YouTube and all that stuff. So I just started watching games. I was like, okay, well, I guess I will start a YouTube channel like Scouch and see where that takes me. And I just realized earlier today actually that the very first video I published on my channel, which please don't watch that, by the way. Anybody who's watching this, don't. It's cringe. It's so cringe. But anyways, the first video, I don't even know if it's still up actually. It might be private or something, but I posted that on March 31st of last year, so quite the coincidence, I suppose. Um, Kind of eerie in a way actually, but anyways, so I started the channel. I'm like, okay, well, this is a way to you know, learn about scouting, build an audience, interact with fans and such, and potentially in the future, build into monetization, like starting a Patreon, getting monetized on YouTube potentially, that kind of stuff. And it's kind of a long shot to, at least I felt that it was a long shot to make that my full time job, given how niche that is. But I don't think it's impossible, and I didn't really have any other options that I knew of at the time. So that's why I started my channel, and then I got a gig with Dauber Prospects, and I started covering the Islanders prospects for them, and now I'm covering the USHL as well. And who knows, maybe by this time next year I'll be contributing to their draft guide, and maybe I'll even be making some money from scouting outside of YouTube entirely, and that would be pretty awesome. Not something that I expected to happen so quickly. I've applied at other places, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback as well, and I think I'm pretty close. But none of that would have happened if I had never discovered scouting. So in a way, like, you kind of changed my life forever. It's a bit dramatic, I think, to put it that way, but it's true. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and now I don't know how exactly I'm gonna do it, but I do know what I'm gonna do. So at some point, I am determined I'm gonna make enough money to live by scouting it. However it comes, that's what I'm doing. For the record, I did not make a script for this video. I typically script my videos, so this is more of a bit of a stream of consciousness. Just kind of speaking from my heart, I guess. And so there might be a few edits like that last one. Um, but yeah, I really just want to say thank you to Will for everything, for the conversations we've had in Discord, for all the advice, words of wisdom, and just putting your work out there. Because if you hadn't done that, I don't think I would be doing what I am. And you know, it 10, 15, 20 years from now, if I'm living the dream, knock on wood, I guess, but I guess my dream is ultimately to work for an NHL team. I think that's the dream of anybody who's into scouting. Again, I'd be happy just to make it my full-time job, but pretty good way of doing that is to work for an NHL team. And so if that happens for me and I'm looking back, like I said, 10, 15, 20 years from now, that that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you. So thank you for that, and you will be greatly missed in the YouTube world and in the public scouting world in general, not just by myself, but by probably everybody else watching this video and everybody who has ever watched a scouting video. You have been like the guy in the scouting world for YouTube for several years now, and like as far as individuals go, obviously like there's the Elite Prospects YouTube channel, and I have nothing against them. I love Elite Prospects. I relied pretty heavily on their draft guide last year for a lot of my content, but they have a whole team working for them. Obviously, it's a different style, it's a different feel when you have multiple people working on the same projects. And so, not to say that there aren't other individuals, you know, Hadi Kalikesh, I believe, has a channel, or at least he has the Locked On Prospects channel. Although again, that in itself kind of has its own vibe. But in terms of like individuals just talking about guys and breaking down video, Will, you were the guy, and I guess now that kind of makes me the guy in a weird way. Not to be like, I don't know, proud about that or anything. I mean, I guess I'm proud. I don't know. I'm not getting myself through very clearly here, but you know, like I said, I didn't script this. Um, I feel a bit more responsibility now to like up the level of my work, and I think I saw that towards the end of last season, if you will. I liked how my work was improving as the year went along, and this season it's gonna be different. It's gonna be better. I was planning on making my content a bit more in line with scouting reports. Not to use like tracks data or anything because I kind of gave up on that in the middle of the year, to be honest. But I will be taking another crack at it next year. Hopefully, if I have access to Instat, that would be pretty helpful. Um, Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, that was something. All right. Okay. As far as the channel is concerned, I just want to give a little bit of a channel update here. I was planning on doing a video like this, as I said earlier, but now it's just kind of been fast forwarded. So this season, I am planning on making my videos kind of more in line with scouting reports. So if you're coming here from the scouting channel, then uh, I guess this is the place to be. Welcome. I haven't released any yet, but I am working on my first one. I'm still in the scripting phase. It's going to be on Dmitry Simishev, so look out for that. And I guess I don't have to feel as bad anymore about going more in the scouting model of content, since scouting is no longer going to exist. So I keep not really copying if there's nothing to copy, right? But, you know, in all seriousness, obviously the influence will be there, but I won't be doing track stats or anything like that, at least for this season. But the videos will more or less just be me talking and, you know, having video of guys behind me, and I might break down specific plays in a bit of a slightly different way. I don't know exactly yet. I haven't gotten around to editing anything. But that's the type of video you guys can look forward to. I will also do rankings at some point before the draft. I can't guarantee exactly when those are going to come out, other than before the draft. I will be doing a mock draft as well, at least one, and then a few like top 10 videos or top whatever videos on guys that I think are like underrated, overrated, best at positions, that kind of stuff. I did that kind of content last year as well, and those types of videos generally performed pretty well, so I'm going to be continuing that. But just know that the content on this channel is going to be more like aimed at the nerdy scout people. A lot of my content last year was a little bit more like infotainment based, almost kind of like a blend of scouting and say like Gravity, for example. Where yeah, the focus of the channel is still scouting, but it was a lot more shallow depth. Didn't go into guys nearly that deep. And there was just a lot more like entertainment aspects to the way I made those videos. So that is going to be changing. So yeah, that's in terms of content, that is what you guys have to look forward to. In terms of other stuff, I do plan on making a Patreon for this project of this channel at some point. I'm not entirely certain exactly when I'm going to do that, but it might actually be before the end of the month now, because part of that will be a Discord server similar to the Scouting Discord server. If you are currently in the Scouting Discord server, I will give you guys a link to that before the end of the month, so you guys can get in for free. You guys don't have to necessarily support me on Patreon if you just want to be on the server. I know we've already made another server for all the Scouting community, but so if you don't want to join mine, that's cool as well. And as I mentioned, there'll be a Patreon, so there'll be a number of perks related to that, including the Discord server. I'm thinking about doing members or Patreon only or members only if I get my channel monetized. Live streams, kind of similar to Scouting streams. Maybe might do it like once a week, except it'll probably be for members only, just as a way for me to try and support myself. Although I can't say exactly when those are gonna start. Maybe before the draft, maybe next year. I'm not entirely certain. I'm also doing a lot of written work, so I plan on making my own like written draft guide, kind of in the similar vein to the Elite Prospects draft guide, and I'm just gonna make as many profiles on players as I can. So if I finish 34, it'll have 34 players in it. If I finish 69, it'll have 69, and I just came up with that number randomly. Yeah, I'm aiming for around 50, but we'll see if I actually get there or not. And that will be released before the draft as well, probably a couple of weeks before the draft, and that will be free, I think, to all of my Patreon supporters this year. In future years, I'm probably gonna try to monetize that project and also just make it a better quality product as the years goes along, as I'm trying to do with this channel and everything that I do that is Scouting related. So let's see, we talked about the Patreon and the Discord. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Simashev video, probably gonna try to aim to get that out by the end of the month. We'll see. And then from then on, they'll probably be much more frequent. I'm just gonna try to get as many out as possible before the draft. But I don't know. There's probably going to be fewer videos than there will be written reports in my draft guide. So if you want to see those, join the Patreon whenever that launches. And yeah, just one more time, I want to thank Will for everything. And that's about it. So take care, you guys. And I will see you in the Dmitry Simashev video. Peace.